This is the Mzeibo soundbar, and yes, I know it doesn't look like a soundbar. That is its main feature. It is a detachable soundbar, meaning that you can set it up as a left and right separate speaker configuration. But is it any good? Let's check it out. Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Joe and I make tech videos for the average user. And this right here, like I said, is the Mzeibo soundbar, a detachable soundbar that you can set up as two separate left and right speakers. Now, before we get into the separate speaker thing, let's talk about how it looks. Now, whether you have it as a soundbar or you have it as a separate speaker configuration, looks are subjective. I know, in my subjective opinion, I think it looks pretty good. It is all black except for the controls part, but I'll get to that later. All black, glossy finish with one very tiny drawback that I'll get to later. And the front has a mesh kind of cloth that it does appear a little bit fragile, but since this is not a portable speaker system, I really don't think it makes a difference because you're not supposed to be handling it. And because it's not a portable speaker system, it runs on a DC power adapter. On the back of the right speaker, we have all the supported inputs. Starting with Bluetooth, of course, you don't see a port for that one, but it does support optical input, auxiliary input, and even HDMI ARC. You also, of course, have a DC plug and a USB-C charger, but it's only for service, so you're really not supposed to do anything with that port, so don't touch it. When you first turn on the speaker, it defaults to a Bluetooth connection. However, you can switch between the optical, auxiliary, or HDMI using the power button by pressing it once. If you power it off by holding the power button, it will remember the connection type that you used the last time when you turn it back on. This does reset if the speaker loses its power, either because of a blackout or because you disconnected the DC adapter. Out of the box, it comes with all you need to set up your speakers with whatever input you desire. This means that it comes with an optical cable, an auxiliary cable, which is actually 3.5mm to RCA left and right, and it even comes with an HDMI cable, which I thought was a pretty nice addition. You also get a remote control that you can use to obviously remotely control what input you want to use and the volume and to power on and off the unit. The speakers come detached out of the box, so you can then choose whether you want to use it as a soundbar or as separate left and right speakers. In order to use it as a soundbar, you just connect them and twist them from the bottom of each speaker. If you want to use them separately, like I have right here, you use the included bases. Each of the bases resembles the bottom part of the other speaker. For example, the left base resembles the bottom part of the right speaker and vice versa. This means that you cannot confuse or mistake the positions of the bases. The bases are connected to each other via a small wire, and this wire is non-detachable. This is something to keep in mind for cable management. I think it goes without saying, but you do not need the bases if you're going to use it in the soundbar mode. Hey, Editing Joe here. I almost forgot to mention that these two speakers have holes in the back of each of them so that you can mount them on the wall using the included wall mounts. So that's one thing to keep in mind. You can set them up in the wall either separately or in soundbar configuration, whatever you want. That's pretty cool. Now, I did test them in soundbar mode and separate left and right speakers, and in my personal preference, I like it better in the left and right configuration. Not because it sounds better by any means. It actually sounds pretty much the same in whatever configuration you have it. However, I do kind of like to have better imaging or better separation of the left and right sounds. And one cool thing that I noticed with these speakers is that even though they are separated, the sound that is supposed to be centered or mixed together really does feel like it's coming from right in front of me instead of from side to side. That is not to say that the sound is completely mixed. I mean, the left channel still the left channel, the right channel is still the right channel. You do have the instrument separation in case that they are mixed that way, separate left and right channels. It is only the sound that is mixed to the center that actually does feel like it's coming to the center. So I thought that was kind of cool. Of course, that's probably something that you would expect of every stereo speakers, but I digress. Now, on the topic of sound, how do they sound? Sound quality can be subjective. I'm not saying it strictly is subjective, but it can be. I am not an audiophile, but I consider myself to have an above average appreciation of sound quality. And in my opinion, these sound pretty okay. They are not mind-blowing, but they do have enough bass and mids to make pretty much any music genre enjoyable. They do lack a little bit on the highs, so you do miss a little bit of the details on some instruments, but that's not to say that you cannot enjoy music with them. You actually can. As for the volume, it is suitable for small to medium-sized rooms. This is a small studio, so it is more than adequate, and it can get pretty loud in this space. If you have a large living room though, it might be a little bit lacking. Overall, there is a lot to like about this soundbar. It has a very good sound quality for the price, mind you, and the one thing that I would complain about is the glossy finish is very sensitive to scratches. I set it up in soundbar mode and put it on my desk, and it scratched pretty badly when I merely adjusted the position of it, to center it with my computer screen. So my recommendation would be, if you really like this soundbar, if you're interested in it, that when you get it out of the box, you commit to either a soundbar configuration or left and right speakers, and then you're good to go. If you feel like picking up this soundbar, it will set you back just a penny under $100. I think it's a good bargain for what it is. It sounds good for the price, it looks good. I can easily recommend it. I will have affiliate links in the description down below, so if you do decide to buy it with my affiliate link, I will get a very small commission and it will help my channel. So thank you very much for that. This review was made with a retail sample provided by the distributor. However, they did not provide any compensation. They did not see the video before you did. So take it for what it is. All opinions are my own. I will have a review of another Bluetooth soundbar speaker configuration. It is in the pipeline. It is still coming my way. When I do have it ready, you will see it linked right here. Otherwise, you can check out some headphone reviews that I have also made. This is it for now. I hope to see you in the next one, and until then, may God bless you all.